Yes, guys, welcome back to the podcast, powered by Corner. If you want to get involved, make sure you're using the tech. You can download the app Corner, get involved with some of the trainers. Today I'm here with Remy Culps. Some of you might know him as Culps. Glad to have you on the podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Respect, bro. Respect, bro. What's up, been up to, bro?
Just been living in the gym, really, bro. To be honest, just training, coming home, looking after my dog, being with the wife and that.
Yeah, course.
Day to day, just taking it easy, but training all the time.
Yeah.
I mean?
What gym you at?
Due to fight out at Jimmy Egan's. We're there every day, literally.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, every day, bro.
Going through that stage yet where you're not sick of it?
To be honest, no. I've had to learn to love it, do you know what I mean? It's become normality for me, do you know what I mean? Because before I started boxing, me personally, I have to train, you know, to to get that mindset ready for the day. And since I've been in boxing, don't get me wrong, it don't get easier, does it? You know what I mean?
Nah,
sometimes it can feel like a chore, but I've started to, because I know what I'm aiming for and the direction I'm going in. I just attack it full force, really.
It was mad, and we were talking about it just before we started rolling. When I come across your Instagram, that was mad seeing that, and then to bump into in the gym, bro.
The energy is mad.
It was mad. Like one of them where I was like, nah, that's weird.
You know what they're saying? Things happen for a reason.
Things happen for a reason, bro.
Coincidences.
Yeah, of course. And you know what's mad as well, bro? I'm not saying this just to be like, you know what your ass around. I'm saying like, I actually looking at you when you said 2-fight amateur. I said, all right, let's. And I thought, wow, 2-fight amateur, bro. I thought that your levels, your levels.
You know what it is, bro? Flipping. A lot of people thought after my first fight, like I was like gassing or something like I've been fighting. But what it is, not like I'm blowing smoke up my own ass. Sorry for my language, but I've always been able to handle myself growing up because. But I come from a fighting family anyway. Do you know what I mean? So naturally, I've always been able to handle myself.
It's not
in
that
the
nerves,
streets.
you with it. You feel at home when your fist is hitting something hard. That's what it is.
So
I know what you're saying.
Like since I've stepped in the boxing gym, I belong there.
Why was it not MMA? Why was it not Taekwondo?
Personally, for me, MMA would have more suited me because anyone that knows me, my first instinct is to throw a roundhouse. I'll be honest. In the streets anyway, I've always been.
Is that your first? Is that the first thing you do?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm good with my legs. I'm not gonna lie. But personally, for me, for legal reasons, I just felt like the best thing for me to do is boxing because I can't. If I wanted to take MMA the whole way, I'd be looking to get in the UFC.
100%.
But I can't get in the UFC for legal reasons.
What did not let you do that?
You know what it is? It's because I can't get in America. As it stands, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go into too much detail. Yeah. So, personally, when I decided that I needed to transition my life and get into fighting for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. I thought the best way and the best fight in sport, so to speak, to take is boxing because you don't need to be in America to earn a lot of money from it. Plus, it's the highest paid combat sport, as everyone knows.
Americans are different as well, bro, with fighting. Americans are different. I signed up for this gym in Florida. When I go to Florida, and bro, I was looking at some YouTube videos. I'm not looking forward to it.
Nah, but to be fair though, like, you know, they're a different breed. So obviously, you go there. If you do go there, you know, you see another level of training. Do you know what I mean? You can inspire someone like yourself to. Inherit that training. So
I think it's just more of like man over there, so it's kind of like
the lifestyle.
We're getting to that point as towns expanding, people losing their houses and people are getting more like that. So I think slowly, but sad to say, but slowly but surely, we're all going that way, Culps. You know what I'm saying? And it's like how long now until we produce our own, like, I mean, we've already produced, I'm not saying we've introduced, but you know, the likes of the Paddy the Badder. Michael Bisping was like one of the UFC's legends for Manchester. Who's that, what's the other one called now? The British one. What's his name?
Not in the MMA?
In UFC now, what's his name?
Leon Edwards.
Yeah, him who just won that one. And you see, like, did you see what he said after that? The way he come out and he was like, You know when you're like, I don't really listen to like after the fight when people are like, yeah, like, come from it, but he was like, proper screaming, like, I told you.
Nah, because you know what, personally for me, if I was to try and empathise or relate to
Yeah.
Living as from what I've heard of him, or anyone for that matter that comes from a certain background, like, for me personally, because I've been in certain situations that have, where I've had to have, where I've kind of had my back, not even my back against the wall, where I've had to fight my way out, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, when you come into a situation like fighting, or you're in the ring, it's not normality, but you're a natural fighter at heart. Do you know what I mean? So people are literally fighting for their lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad speaks to me about things like this. So, for example, you see someone like Manny Pacquiao, and then there's another boxer, I can't remember it, is a Mexican, I think it was Barrera or something. But people like, so let's go back to Manny Pacquiao. He literally fought for his life because he knew that was gonna change his future. Do you know what I mean? He's got nothing else. And I feel like for me, that's what drives me in the gym. Do you know what I mean? That's why I have to train. And I feel like what pushes me to get through hard sessions is pain, anguish, flipping. Sometimes I feel like I'm repenting as well. So when I feel like I'm gonna give up, I have to think of, I take myself to a dark part of my mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To get me through this session.
Have you had that thing have you had that thing in the ring yet, where you're sparring or you're fighting, and you're like, I'm prepared to die here now. Like, this guy better come out of this corner now, prepared to do it.
I'll be honest, like, every time I spar, I've never had nerves, or I just get in, and when I'm sparring, I'm not flipping,
trying to kill the other guy.
Nah. So I know it's under. There's a certain level of parameters around it, so you're not really going 100.
You're not trying to kill each
so
other.
You're just working. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I've only had 2 fights, so I've not got a lot of experience. But the whole purpose of getting into the fighting, obviously this might sound like I've gone off track, but I'll get back to it, is to release them demons in the ring. Not out there. For me, my first fight, I feel like my nerves got hold of me at the start, and then my body went into autopilot. But that demon didn't come out. I just went into autopilot, and like within 30 seconds, the fight was done. I knocked the kid out. But then in my second fight, I got a different feeling. The closer I got to the ring, the more ready I was. Because I went through.
This is your safe place.
So when the second fight started, was trading a bit. I remember getting hit with a clean shot, but I kept countering the kid. This was another 30-second fight as well. There's not a lot to go off, to be fair. When the kid hit me with a straight shot, straight away I countered him with a lead hook and rocked him, but he got a standing 8. But that feeling I got where I got hit straight, that demon come out, and I thought nothing else mattered around me. The nerves, not that who's watching. I was in the fight then, and I was thinking, like, when I get out of this corner, bam, I'm going at this kid. But the fight got stopped, so I couldn't even release it.
It's good though, that, bro. Kill him with your pistol. You don't need to fire your sniper all the time. Let him know, and then your next, because the next opponent might have been in there watching that, and he might be thinking, all he's got is that. And next thing you know, boom. See, that's my biggest thing, me, bro. I try to be like, my main thing, bro. Like, I could sit on them ropes all day like that. And no one would stop me. It's a terrible way to box, because as soon as you go in the amateurs, bro, they'll either tighten the ropes, or they'll say get busy, bro, because you'll just lose the fight.
But you know what they say, innit? Hit and don't get hit. If your first tool you've got in your bag is not getting hit, that's a very good thing.
It is.
Do you know what
I don't really like. I will get there, but as I'm losing weight at the moment, starting to think, my feet are getting lighter, so I'm resorting just to like sitting there.
But then at the same time, like, the amateurs and the pros are different, as everyone knows. Obviously, the amateurs, it's a flipping, it's a sprint in it.
It's like its own sport.
Yeah, it's a sprint in it, it's point scoring, and do you know what I mean? That's why but you've got a pro style anyway.
That's what everybody says to me, bro. But I feel arrogant when people say that to me, because I am at no point and at no level at pro.
Nah, but but it's true, because my trainers have said it to me. Like, when I used to spar, I'm not used to spar all the time. Obviously, I've got more busier since I've been in the amateurs. I've had to get more busy because I've had to adapt to the amateur environment, so to speak. When I first come in the gym and I'm sparring, obviously I'm picking my shots. Do you know what I mean? I'm moving about. I'm picking my shots. I'm not.
It's like chess.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I weren't as busy as I should have been at the start. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting more busy for the amateurs. Personally, for me, I feel like my style's more for the pros.
What's your plan then? How many fights in the amateurs, or as the trainer said, this is what we want?
Obviously, I don't have no figure where I think, right, I'm gonna have this amount of fights and turn pro. But what I do know I need to do is stay busy, get as many fights as I can till I know I'm ready, get the experience. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's 20 fights, 30 fights, do you know what I mean? Load them fights up, get all the training, and I'd say like in about 2 years, maybe 2025, full steam ahead in that time, because I train like 2-3 times a day. Do you know what I mean? I don't leave any loose ends. Do you know what I mean? At any point, I can train and work on something. I'm doing that. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm 23, and obviously I've entered boxing. I've changed my career path quite late, so to speak. Not late, but I'm still young. But
I get what you're saying.
As you know, most people turn over pro. People are pro at like 20. People have been boxing since they were like 14. Do you know what I mean? In the amateurs, look, racked up all the fights. Me, I've had to come late because
some lethal kids and
everything everything happens for a reason.
Of course.
I'm not gonna jump the gun. You've got to
build your thing up. You've got to build your thing up, bro.
Exactly. So
this is why I take it. I don't take it. Sounds bad. Or you're not even there. You know, you've had one amateur. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I still take offence when Jake Paul's about to go in there, mate. And me and you would dance round his head all day.
But to be fair, one thing I can't take away from him, he's living for the sport now.
Yeah, he's screwed
and
up.
He's been putting that work in. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I can't discredit it. Because obviously, as you know, me personally, this is why I've transitioned from music to boxing. Yeah, because no matter what career path anyone has as an individual, like people say Jake Paul is a YouTuber, is this, is that. Do you know what I mean? But someone in an office could be a boxer. A bin man could be a boxer.
It's the guys you don't know, bro.
Exactly, do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, going back to, like, I'm using music as an example. People can fake it till they make it. People oh, what a fake, oh, I'm bad, I'm this and I'm that. But they're not actually, they're portraying a picture that isn't, do you know what I mean? Whereas with boxing, Jake Paul, he has no choice but to get in the ring at some point and fight and prove himself, whether he's a YouTuber or not. He's been putting the work in. And he's been holding his own with pros, do you know what I mean? So I can't really discredit him on that, do you know what I mean? Don't get me, and I rate what he's done, to be fair, do you know what I mean? And he's, like, I seen a podcast, like, when he was speaking, like, after his fight with Tommy, and hats off to Tommy as well, because he done very well, do you know what I mean? Jake's been boxing for 3 years, do you know what I mean? I know he's been fighting MMA guys and all that, but it takes a lot, you know, for anyone to get in a ring. So for Jake to get in a ring with even whether the fights are staged or not, I don't really want to get into all that. I don't know. He's still getting in there, innit? Do you know what I mean? He's getting in there, and he's been putting the work in. So
I think he's the best YouTuber boxer out there.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, when you can look at someone and think, I fancy myself against him. Do you know what I mean? We all do it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and you're a fighting man. Do you know what I mean? So you think, sweet. I could have him, and that's good because you're a fighter. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. At the end of the day,
I think it's more like, as I've been like growing with my fighting thing, I think my head's just starting. I mean, I'll always stick to boxing, bro. I'll always stick to it. But my head's starting to go like, yo, what else can I accomplish here? Like this ice bath thing in Norway. Can I go in this river and just do my thing? Or like, can I go and, I don't know, like, does this sound mad to you? Like, got this little vision of where, imagine you were able to have this energy about you where if they let a bear into this ring now, your energy would let that bear know that, oh, this guy's a bit of a predator, this guy's a bit of an apex predator as well.
To be fair,
do you know what I mean?
That's a big risk, but to be fair, as you know,
people feed. Me personally,
I feed off energy. So if you walk in a room with a bear and it can see that you're shitting it, it's gonna take advantage.
This is what I don't obviously mean that. I mean like just in general, like
using it as a hypothetical.
Yeah,
example.
like just I want guys to think like, you know, like
but you can do whatever you set out to do.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And that's what I've
yeah.
had to learn, instead of being suppressed and isolated in like this culture of like this street shit.
Yeah.
So
Nah, it's sweet. Yeah.
So if you want to go to Norway and get in an ice bath, you're the only person stopping yourself from putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah. I feel like it's all blowing up here, and I'll always be a city guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are as well. Like we like the city, we enjoy the fashion, we enjoy the people, the stuff that's happening with food, with the boxing gyms, with everything that's blowing up. It's sick. Like when I drive down Monsell, you know Monsell, like North Manchester, all down there, and I can see like
the mountains.
But then I look to my right and I can see all the beautiful red lights on top of Manchester. Do you know what I mean? It's mental, bro.
Right, well, you see, it's funny you say that, because I have a place I go to meditate. Obviously, I don't sit there and
Is it in the hills?
It's called Werner Flow.
Bro, I know Werner Flow.
Right, so I have to go there at night though. The minute I just see that view, and instantaneously it just relaxes me. Do you know what I mean? That's just where I go to get peace of mind. Do you know what I mean?
But check it like this: all this metal. When you look at Werner Flow, you've got all this metal surrounded by Manchester, and it's surrounded
by mountains.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You see, like you say, you're a city guy and you love the city and all that.
Yeah.
I've grown up as a city kid. I love the city. Do you know what I mean? But where I'm at now, and my mentality and the way things are going, I don't want to be. I wouldn't like to live in the city. It's weird. Personally, me, if I could have a beautiful house surrounded by just land and have a view of mountains and maybe the view of the city, I don't necessarily want to be in it.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, do you know what I mean?
So going back to what you were saying about fighters. I come from a family of fighters.
Yeah.
Is there someone else that?
Right, so my uncle used to box.
Right.
Obviously not like, but my uncle, he's called Mario Culpepper. He used to box back in the day. He was an excellent boxer.
Yeah.
And hats off to him. Obviously, Joe Gallagher speaks about him a bit and that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, a lot went on though, so he didn't pursue his career. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really going to get into it, but back then times were thing, and he just didn't pursue it due to his own reasons. Do you know what I mean? But and obviously the lifestyle and like even down to like my dad and my brother fights. My brothers are like boxers as well. Do you know what I mean? And the lifestyle that we've all been in, we've had no choice but to fight through things. Do you know what I mean? So you don't even have to be like in the sport or combat. Like naturally at heart, we're fighters. Do you know what I mean? Like within reason though. So we're not people that we know we can fight and we've like put our dominance over people. Do you know what I mean? It's within reason. Do you know what I mean? But
you're not a bully.
Not a bully.
That's what
but me personally, anyway. Me personally.
I found it easy to talk to you, bro. A lot of guys see me, bro, and I'll be honest with you, bro. You ever been to certain gyms in London?
Nah, you know.
I'll be straight up honest with you, bro. They're ruthless, bro. Ruthless. If there was a gym round it, I find it the further north you go of England, the tougher the fights get. But there was this one gym in, can't think of the name now, it's going to do my head in, but they were ruthless, bro. They were ruthless, and I don't know, they were just like heavy, and the trainer was allowing it, and I was like, wow, like, you're not going to get custom this way. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get custom this way, Culps, and I think to myself, when it's like you were saying there, like, you know, I'm not a bully, but these guys, nah.
You can feel like they're trying to take the piss.
Yeah, like when bro. These guys, when I've come in here for Sunday sparring, these guys that have walked into the gym, and I could sit on the bag and deke them out and let them know that, oh, by the way, I'm the top man in this gym, but it won't do out.
Yeah, of course.
You and H, Hamid Khalifa, shout out him. You were the two guys. Like H would go there and kill everyone. H would kill. In my opinion, H is one of the best amateurs, the best amateur I've seen. He'd wipe the floor with anyone.
He's not going to get in a ring with a novice and dominate.
And then you go on his Instagram and his pictures with Lord of the Rings or like cosplay and that. And I'm thinking, bro, JJ, who I met in the JD gym in town, came in with glasses on, reading shoes, them pants with like, they're like chinos, and some button jacket, and took the gloves off and destroy, Leon, and give it Leon. Him and Leon had a mega spar.
This is what I love and I respect about the fight game. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, too many, no matter how someone looks, no matter the background or this or that, too many getting in the ring and having it. Do you know what I mean? And they earn respect after it. Yeah. No one's professing to be this bad man, or no one's on a track chatting shit, saying this or that. Do you know what I mean? End of the day, there's a level of respect in the fight game. Do you know what I mean? And no, you can't hide from it, because you will get sussed out, because you're gonna get in the ring with another man trying to take your head off. And then what you're gonna do then?
Because if someone who weren't about it was to go to the street and say, "Oh, but I'm a 35 boxer pro," the street won't care. It's just the same as if the street came into the ring. There's every trainer you'll know this, bro. Leave it at the door. Stays at the door. Go pick it back up and get. But then you find when when they do say that, leave it at the door, you find you want to go out a different door. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be going out that door and picking up all the stuff you've left there.
Nah, but I understand that. And for me, this is why I feel like boxing has saved me personally.
Oh, bro, it's the best thing ever. It saved me in different ways. But when you were saying there, sorry to interrupt you, when you were saying there, like I have bad ADHD, so I'm on pretty high medication. Me and Ali both are. And bro, I find when I just sit there like that, like just medicating out my face, and I'm thinking, this is hanging this, and everyone will be not taking the mick, like my mates have a laugh and that and stuff like that, but really I'm thinking like, right, I wish I didn't have this, what I've got, or this and that. But then when I'm in the gym, I'm like, yeah, but I can actually do it though. But I can be in here and do what I need to do, and you, him, and we're all equal.
But then that can medicate you.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's days when I just don't take it, bro. And going back to what you were saying about the demons, when you said that to me that day, that was one of the first things you said to me. You went, yeah, I'd love to come on the podcast because boxing out some of my demons. And I was like, when you said that, it just clicked to me, and I was like, this guy understands what this game is about.
What it is for me personally, like I was saying before, the reasons why I train and what gets me through a hard session, pain, anguish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put myself through flipping certain decision making in the past what I don't really, that are mistakes, so to speak, and I have to put myself through that hell in the gym to flip in, to make myself feel better about it. I don't know, like, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to make myself a better version of make myself a better person each day I wake up. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I don't want to be for myself, I want to be a good person, but at the same time, I don't want to be a bad example to, like, probably even the younger generation growing up at the end of the day, because people out there that are involved in shit knee deep, like, and I've been knee deep in a lot of shit, do you know what I mean? And I never thought I'd be able to get dragged out, do you know what I mean? And thank God, I've met the love of my life.
Yeah.
I've chilled out, I've stepped back, do you know what I mean? I've been in situations I never thought I'd be able to get untangled out, but metaphorically speaking, since I've been with my missus, obviously I've got my 2 kids as well, do you know what I mean? I've had to flip in, metaphorically speaking, shoot off in the air and have a bird's eye view of everything and just put everything into perspective.
Almost like when you go to work on the floor.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, I've had to like break things down now and think, right, am I going to continue going this way? Or am I going to go this way? Because this way it looks like I'm either getting an L plate or I'm going to end up bread, or so it just don't look good. Do you know what I mean? Or I can use my natural ability, what I've always had, which I've always neglected, because growing up in this, like, out there in the streets and that, obviously because I used to do music, as most people know me. Do you know what I mean? And
why did you stop that? Because I listened to some.
To be fair, I just fell out of love with it, you know. I just fell out of love with it, bro. And at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. And again, metaphorically speaking, I feel like when I started music, I had this little snowball that was just rolling. And obviously, gradually, as you know, as a snowball, it keeps moving, it gets bigger, it builds. I got to where I got with the music, and I've done well, earned good money off it, and built a platform for myself. Do you know what I mean? But in the meantime, the younger me, I'm glorifying a life that I'm trying to get away from, which for me, that's quite, looking back, it's hypocritical. Because if I'm making songs glorifying this life, the whole point of me doing music is to get away from it. So why am I glorifying it?
Yeah,
It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And at the same time, if I do get out of it through music, I'm never really out of it, because like I said with the music, everyone's always trying to test this one's gangster, or it's all internet shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, where does it? What, like, someone wants to like send for someone, or it's just always internet shit. And really, sometimes I think I've just not got the time for it. Do you know what I mean? Especially with the shit that's gone on.
Yeah.
Growing up in the streets, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then going back to me, my natural ability, not like blowing smoke, but growing up, I've always been able to flip. I've got in situations like where people have had weapons, or I've been slapped rapid. Do you know what I mean? I'm known for fighting. Anyone that knows me, do you know what I mean? So people have always said to me, wow, you need to start fighting. But me personally, I never seen it as a career. I just thought, I never really deep. I couldn't see myself being in a ring and taking it up as a career for whatever reason. I don't know. I was probably just young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since, like I say, obviously I went to jail, come out, carried on with the music, fell out of love with it. I had to sit, and I'm in the sky now, metaphorically, looking bird's eye view, thinking, what am I gonna do? And then it hit me. I'm like, because even when I love my gym in it. So after the gym, I'll always go on the punch bag anyway. So one time I was on the punch bag, and I'm just thinking, what am I on? I need to get fighting me, because that's what makes me feel better in the morning. I go gym and I hit the bag and I feel better. I wake up in a mood and I go and hit the bag and I feel better. I need to go to a boxing gym. Do you know what I mean? Or a fight gym. So that's why I had to sit down with my dad and say, which direction do you think is best to go? MMA, boxing, what am I doing? And the whole purpose is to transition and change my life for the better completely. The main goal was money. Do you know what I mean? At the start, I need the money. Do you know? Right now, I'm not making no money off boxing. But do you know what I mean? But I'm thinking longevity though. That's me personally. I'm thinking
skint you, bro.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you got to make sacrifices, which is what I've learned.
Nah, you got.
Do you know what I mean? And nothing good comes easy.
I'm gonna ask you this question because I can already tell by the way you're talking. You know this guy. You know David Goggins, don't you?
David Goggins. You have to show me. It rings a bell.
You'll know what I mean.
Defo.
Bald guy, light skin, crazy. You tell him to do. If I told him now, you see that wall there? I bet you can put your head through that. He'd go, okay, right, sweet, no worries.
Actually, the name it rings a bell.
Yeah,
I've seen his face on the video. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So this guy, £300. I'm right there, right? That's pretty big. That's like
£300 in weight.
Yeah,
that's heavy. That
heavy though. I might be wrong. Is that like obese weight?
It's heavy salad. That
is it? Yeah. Well, I think he was that weight. I might be wrong though.
That's heavy, that innit?
So I might be wrong though, but I know he was heavy, and I think he went from like 300 to something mad, and he did a relay marathon on his own. And broke every single bone. Bro, he needed to... Basically, when he was in school, he lived 4 doors down from the leader of the KKK. Okay. So they write mad shit that I'm not going to say on a book, and the teachers didn't really, question it. Okay. And he was spraying for cockroaches one day. And and something come on the screen, he wanted to get in the Navy SEALs. And he failed. So you're only meant to do Hell Week once. Hell Week's to decide if you get a regime, you got to be able to do this, these many pull-ups, blah, blah, blah. And he did all that and then failed Hell Week 3 times. And I swear they spray you in the face with pepper spray and leave you and you got to navigate through
that's heavy.
Whale's mouth or whatever it is, something mad. And he lost all this weight and then just started doing mad runs and mad swims and
David Goggins.
You see what I knew? I knew
the mixed race
you see how I said that? I knew you knew it.
Money.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, my man's got it's the mentality.
Different of it.
Money.
Stay hard. That's what he says. Stay hard. And soldiers are texting him and ringing him and talking to him, DMing him. Listen, I've come out. I've got PTSD. My bed's lovely, but because I've been through that sort of discipline, like going back to what you were saying, you feel angry when you've not gone to the gym. And then he's like, you've come out and tried to be a soft dog again. You've got to stay with it. Do you know what I mean? This is a guy that, when he was on this run, I'll send you the videos. When he was on this run, he broke all his feet in his body and he had like another 16 miles to go. And this guy was like, yeah, he won't come back. And next thing, here he comes, boom. And then the cameraman at the top of the hill, he come running past. Someone said to him, what was David Goggins like? And he was like, oh, he had his shirt off and he kept going, they don't know me, son. They don't know me. And I'm like, and then when they all went to go sleep and recover, I went to the gym.
Yeah, you got to push through them boundaries, man.
If you don't do what other people aren't doing, like if you do what other people aren't doing, you're 90% of the way there, bro.
Of course.
I know everyone's getting on the ice baths now, but I know no one where I'm from, I swear to God, in a mile, go, yeah, take a cold shower. Yeah, but a cold shower's sweet because you know when you open the door, the essential eating's going to warm you up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. My boy Curtis read up, he said, yo, try moving in it. Because when you go in the ice bath, bro,
it gets colder.
Yeah, you get a protective layer. I was sat there doing circles in the thing like that, going, wow, this is different. And then after it, bro, after 6 in the morning, boom, you think Culps, you think, yeah.
You just gotta you see what it's a mindset in it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, bro, it is.
Like, you gotta push through them boundaries. Like I say, when I feel like I'm gonna give up. It's like when I first ever ran 5 mile, It's going back to when I first ever ran 5 mile. I didn't know. I weren't prepared to do it. I went to meet the gym at Charlton Arena. Yeah. I'm just thinking we're going to do sprints and that.
Yeah.
We've got to be able to run 5 mile. But this is the first time I've ever ran that.
Yeah,
in my head I'm thinking, right, 5 miles. I didn't know that.
Is that shit as mad as it is? You did it though.
I've done it. And I finished 3rd.
Running long distance.
Not that it was a race, but for me.
Yeah. For you it was.
At not one point, I got to like my 3rd mile, and I was in my head a bit, but I was watching Idris Elba speak on. He was on a podcast, and basically what he said was he goes and swims 25 laps, in the gym. So, but what people do, people will count the laps to see how long they've got left. And that's where you go wrong. Whereas if you just zone out, and you focus on technique, or you're just in your head, he's probably swam 4 laps and not knew it. So for me, I put certain music on and I just take myself to a place. I think about my kids when training's getting hard. I think about where I've been and the situations and where I know I need to be. Do you know what I mean? I think about my missus. I just think about pretty deep things, do you know what I mean? And I can't explain it. I get this energy, this kinetic energy, which just gives me strength and rage, and I just keep pushing. And then I find myself an extra 2 mile ahead in this 5 mile, and I'm thinking, and then that's when I knew it's a mindset. Tyson Fury goes on about it all the time. Your body don't know that you're tired, it's your mind. So if you're conditioning your mind and telling your mind, I'm gonna give up, you're gonna give up.
Me and my mate Curtis, who me and Harley know, proper, I was telling you, Signature, proper top guy, one of my best friends. And we made a thing. They said every day we'll look at a quote, and if something come, a motivational quote or something that one of us needs or something like that, or anything, just if all them mad quotes, just send them to each other. And then he found days where he was getting the odd one through to me. I was sending the odd one to him, and he was like, "Oh, I was feeling really down that day." And that quote, when you, it's different when you come across it, but when you get it sent to you, it's a bit like, "Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I needed that."
If you was to send me, try doing it with me for a month, just sending each other like just the David Goggins speeches and just the stuff like, "Oh, Culps, I really think you could do with this," and you go, "Oh, Rafe, I really think you could do with this." We just did it, and then now, bro, he went from like that, and he's like slowly starting to build this like, you know, like a demon back. He's getting proper ripped with it, and I'm sort of drifting. I used to chill with loads of mates, bro, and we'd sit in a room and smoke pure weed.
Likewise, bro.
Do you know what I mean? And you'd sit there and you'd be laughing because the cartoon be on, Scran would be 10 minutes out, and then, you know, on its way.
Just got, for me, I felt like when I used to smoke weed heavy, you know, and then...
Bro, it's hard, that is the biggest killer.
But then it just got to the point I weren't getting high no more. The cloud was just coming over me. Metaphorically, I just used to get this cloud of just being in the shade, just
brain melting
all day, just thinking, yo, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me personally, my mindset is not.
No, it's not for it. Yeah, it's not for that. I'm the same.
So I had to knock that on the head, especially when I started.
Oh, it's so good to hear you say that to me, bro. Because, bro, I was in this. It's so good to hear you say that, bro. Because I was in the same boat, and bro. My biggest thing, was when I was doing it was when I was with this person. We'd smoke it together every day, and that's what we thought love was.
Yeah, it was normality.
Do you know what I mean? Bro was on the dole. I was getting like 600 quid a week, 600 quid a month. I'd pay whoever out who I'd owe money to, and then the 100 quid I'd take us out to like Nando's. And might buy myself a snidey, crappy pair of trainers and think, oh, I'm up me. And then through the month I'd be like building that debt up again. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then when she left, I say to any person, bro, like the person I'm with now, she's just got me on the straight path right now, and she puts it to me as it is. You know, none of that. Oh, but you know, she says, babe, you're this and that. You need to be this and that. So don't be that. But then, I don't care who you are. If the hardest thing you will ever have is heartbreak, and boxing and some sort of combat or any physical exercise got me right through that time. I had no weed. It was mad. But there's an unspoken problem about weed. What you just brought up then. What one of us just brought up then. I can't remember who brought it up, but there's an unspoken problem about it. It's sick watching Wiz Khalifa smoke it and watching these big jumps. Yeah. It sends your head loopy. If someone belt me and the number I didn't recognise. I was like, yo, what? I was like, hello.
But because it's normality, like in that present moment, you're not identifying the problem with it. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, especially when certain things have gone on and you've been through certain things, that enhances paranoia. You definitely don't need a psychedelic drug like that to flip in. Give you a false sense of security, because I was the worst for it, me. Bro, I'd hear a noise and I'd be like, yo, what's that? Do you know what I mean?
Weird,
but now I can sleep at night and I'm not smoking about a year now. Do you know what I mean? I don't drink.
I don't touch no drink. That's the biggest thing. Cigarettes and drink. I mean, bro, maybe
never smoke cig.
Nah, bro. I went to Wiz Khalifa once, bro. Get on this story, right? I've been waiting to say this story on a podcast for time. So I'm in Wiz Khalifa, London, yeah. Me and my mate had some next level weed, and we were I don't even know if I put this in the podcast we're talking about, but I've just got to say it how it is now. So we're in London, went to see Wiz Khalifa. I'm started smoking a joint. As soon as he come out, the place just lifted the smoke. My head starts melting now, because I'm like, yo, that's Wiz Khalifa. Going under. And I'm feeling like he's staring at me, but he's not staring at me, so now I'm just going really weird. So
that's what happens, though.
Yeah, it sends you duds. And then some guy started smoking a cigarette next to me, so Wiz Khalifa's like, yo, put the lights on there, motherfucker. Lights go on him, but the lights are on me. So I'm like, now, I'm like, yo, I've not even got a cig in my hand. Bro, it's going absolutely cake. And then that was when I come home and was like, yeah, it was sick. And it was one of the best experiences in my life going to see him live. But bro, it was too much, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, yo, what I make Culps thinking, I'm a man, and look at how scared I was. Like a little bitch, bro. I was like just sitting there, like.
It enhances insecurities. It's flipping. It's not good all round.
Nah, it's not. I mean, it does have that cancer killing. You know, cannabinoids. It's got that's a cancer killing cell, that. So I do agree with it. Like maybe.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it could be used. At the end of the day, it's a plant.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was saying it to my mate the other day. Like, I do miss smoking weed. But
yeah.
Like,
it's not. Yeah.
My career and my path now is more important than having a spliff. Do you know what I mean? Maybe one day when I retire, I can smoke a big backwood.
I've always said to my mate, he's from Jamaica. I said, Curtis. I said, whenever we go, if we're going to Jamaica in a few years, whenever we can go. I said, when we go, I'll 100% smoke a spliff for you there. Because it's grown different over here, bro. We're slamming it in chemicals to make the nugs fat and that, and lacing it with stuff. But what we get from that is what we now get from it in the bags and being in there and doing rounds, because you come home with them endorphins. But I'm telling you, bro, you're on your path now, bro. You're smashing it. I just see success with you now anyway. But when the ice bath comes, gives you that sort of Thomas Shelby feel, like, you know, like, right, I've just done the ice bath. What's my next? You plan your shit out, and you can tell it's as if it's giving me the bullshit power. I can sort of look at people when I deep it while I'm in the ice bath. I bet he was talking nonsense before, do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you think mad stuff, it makes you think mad different stuff. When Jerry first showed me the tech, I was telling him the same thing. I don't know whether he does it now. But Marvin's took it up as well, bro. Got the ice bath. You can get a cheap one.
Obviously, I went to a place in Bolton and done it. Flipping.
That's the plunge though, innit?
Yeah, the plunge.
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah, it was like -1 or 2 or something.
So it's still an ice bath.
Obviously, at first, I had to like do the breathing techniques and that was to come to terms with it, basically. And then when I got in it, obviously it's on my Instagram, I was doing it anyway, but it was just like, it's a mental challenge, obviously, because no one's willingly gonna like, do you know what I mean? If that's a part of your weekly regime and you're doing it because you know you want to, then you're headstrong, do you know what I mean? Or if you know you've got to, but you try and swerve it, you're not really. You're not. I don't think people take it serious.
No, they don't. Yeah, if you're trying to swerve, it's like all these little brands. It's like Corner, like so. There's no Jimmy Egan's or whoever. Is it Dave Egan?
Nah, Steve.
Steve Egan.
Yeah.
So Steve's a fantastic coach. I've heard about him. I've heard he's great. My mate goes there. Remember my mate was telling you about.
Yeah.
He goes there and he says he's bread and butter. But this tech here, bro, I always think about this like it's when I'm at home, and my dad would say to me, "Throw a jab," and I pop out a jab, and he'd say, and the trackers would record it, but he'd say, "But your feet weren't right though."
Yeah, footwork's everything.
So we get
Steve,
So we'd get my feet right, and then we'd still be tracking it with the trackers. I popped the jab out, and the jab was now faster and harder. So, I mean, like you said, it doesn't track everything. But I think this brand here, if trainers met it halfway, this is the ideal brand, bro. You just did it then, and it was like it gets everything, bro. Me and you spar, and we can track. Or Culps, you threw 80 punches in the first round, but you've gone down now. You've only threw 40. You know, right? Well, next round I'm throwing 90. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, the technology.
It's mad, bro. It's mad. I'm always one for like, bro. My dad's had me on from being young, and here's one for you. Cabbage water. Do you like cabbage?
I like cabbage, but I've never had cabbage water.
When your mum or whoever or the missus boils cabbage, drain the water out. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's nasty. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's lame because it's not. I sit there like after every single. Like I have to concentrate on it. It's disgusting. And get on this when it comes in the other day and goes, yeah, I eat that. It's the heart of a cabbage. But then when I'm on my run, I'm like, rah. I feel well clean. I feel well clean. I feel like I can take in more oxygen in it. And I searched it up and it's just a detox thing. Do you know what I mean? When you've been sweating and taking in all these protein shakes and eating all these healthy foods, these healthy foods still have like probably
there's still a percentage
that's a bit crap. That's a bit crap. Do you know what I mean? Like I've just bought a greenhouse in it because I'm gonna try and start growing my own veg. It sounds like an old man thing, that, doesn't it? Like, but I'm trying to. I just want to grow my own veg. Something that they can't put a needle in. Put in a shopping centre and say, yeah, this is the stuff you want. Because look at the size of this tomato. When really it should be that big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to be fair, bro, like
we don't know what we're eating, bro.
You don't actually know.
Yeah, you tell me a fat caveman. You ever seen a fat caveman?
Nah,
do you know what I mean? Because they're all like tremendously fit because they walk for 40 miles a day and then pick shit off a tree.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? You can't. Do you know what I mean? I say that and people look at me when I say that and they go, what do you mean a fat caveman? And I'm like, bro, trust me, like you don't see a fat caveman, bro. You don't see him about. Yeah. So imagine you still kept that sort of David Goggins thing, going on them long walks, doing the stuff that cavemen did.
Doing the stuff that you don't want
to do. Imagine we had to get up and forage.
I've seen a lot of people have got a lot of opinions on him, but obviously I like watching him. But
yeah, it's good.
He was speaking on when he went into when he used to kickbox. His trainer asked him, "What don't you like doing?" And he said, "Running." He said, "Right, well, that's what you got to do."
Oh,
you got to do what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
do something that sucks every day.
Yeah.
Do something that's shit every day.
You have to learn to love. Even if you don't love it, it has to become normality. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
For you to flip in, prosper. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't swerve things, you can't avoid things, and you can't. It's like you can't have half a tank, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? You can't flip in half step. Do you know what I mean?
You have
to be 100%.
He's another one, bro. Like, just brought him up then. Some of them's a bit mad that he says, like, and I wish he didn't say some of the stuff he said, because I'm like, bro, your other points, I agree with you to a T. But like,
I think he speaks in general though. He's got very strong opinions, and no one can.
Like that, if your mate fell on the floor, he must have been joking. If your mate fell on the floor and you had to give him mouth to mouth, don't do it, kid, it's gay. I'm like, bro, what do you mean?
Yeah, he's just someone that, like, some things like that, like,
I think
maybe he might do it for the joke.
It's got to be a joke, that.
Yeah, obviously some, like he said as well on Piers Morgan, he said when he was back in the day before, he used to make a lot of content and he never really anticipated being the highest Googled man. So now he has to watch what he says a bit more. Yeah. He's not got a filter.
Do you think they framed him?
Personally, yeah, I do think because he's got a lot of influence. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel like when he speaks on things, so like, you know how we speak, I'm not going to get too much into it about the women and the men thing, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, women and men are equal at the end of the day. But when I feel when he speaks on his views, he speaks based on religious beliefs and in general. Whether he believes it or not, I don't know. But I feel like sometimes he just speaks on in general. Do you know what I mean? What people, which is a general thing. So like I don't really want to get too much into it. You know what I mean?
You're right. But on a serious note, though, bro, there's a big thing at the moment. Men aren't speaking out, bro. 90% of men that are killing themselves, and bro, there's a millions, and probably more millions girls that are doing the same thing, killing themselves as well. But he's talking from a point of us, because, bro, he said, you know, Pitbull, the rapper, the bald guy, remember? I don't know where he is now, but he said it. A girl, you buy a house, a girl will give you a home. Give a girl food, she'll give you a meal. Give a girl
everyone plays the part, innit?
Yeah, everyone plays the part, and I personally think, like, and if we're getting into it, when girls say no, I'll say, right, before you say anything to me, just because, like, my missus says it to me, and I go, you do know that women are better at boxers than men. And they go, what? She goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, women are 10 times better boxers than men. And she's like, how do you mean? Well, when you put on a women fight, they don't really drop their hands.
Some women's fights as
well,
because
they pick up patterns. Women pick up patterns. Women know. They know our routine, bro. They know. And you can clock us if we try to get around it. And when they're boxing, bro, if you tell them to jab, they just jab. You rarely. I mean, you do, but you rarely see a woman boxer going against the game plan. You'll see. I'll do it. My coach will tell me to do this, and you'll find me on my rope just swerving loads of punches like a weirdo and scoring no points. And then him catch me with 4-5 to the head, and that's my biggest like flaw. And then there's a young girl, I always call her a savage, called Jess. She's cold.
Women are amazing,
bro. Amazing, bro.
But same with like women are capable of a lot that men aren't.
Yeah.
Honest, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all humans at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Personally.
We're all humans at the end of the day, and like you said, it's an equal part on both ends.
Yeah, of course.
I was at a bricklaying college, right, for 3 years, and there was a girl, proper girly girl called Molly, and she was the best bricklayer in the camp. How would you work that one out?
Probably because, like you say, she listens.
She does the patterns, she gives the wall a woman's touch. Didn't know you could do that, bro. And I'm sat there finding myself coming in 4 o'clock in the afternoon going, yo, Molly, can you just do me a favour? Can you just help me out with this? Well, she's like, yeah, man, no problem. Sorting the wall with me, and I'm like, how have you done that? How have you... Bro, they pick up patterns better.
Yeah, of course.
They pick up patterns. But yeah, speaking about women, how does the missus find your boxing? Have you had that question yet? Culps, I can't listen to any more about boxing, please.
Nice. To be fair, yeah. When I want to put a fight in it, she loves boxing, to be fair.
Yeah.
She loves
fair
the fight.
Fair play, yeah.
She's flipping, she's got a dig on her as well, mate.
Yeah, we've all done it, we've all had it.
What I believe and what I know, like, she loves my boxing because it saved me, and I'll be honest, if it weren't for her, I don't think I'd be in it how I am now, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like I say, she come into my life at the most perfect time. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I've had to sacrifice a lot to be with this woman at the same time. Do you know what I mean? And the shit I was getting involved in and up to at the end of the day, I don't believe any good woman would agree with at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And that my relationship with her and her as a person is more important to me than shit I was doing. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this now, because I know this is gonna change our lives. Do you know what I mean? And because of how determined and how much I stay in the gym, I train religiously, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I know where I'm going. Do you know what I mean? I do believe she's proud. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if you can say that, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But she has told me that. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, right now, this is keeping me. Transition me into probably the best physical and mental state I've ever been in my life. Do you know what I mean? And I do believe my missus has played 90%.
Trust me. All my mates say it to me, bro, like, she's changed your life, bro. She's changed your life. Of course,
and it's like what you said before when you were speaking on the woman and the man thing, like, you give a woman a house, she'll make a home.
She'll make it a home, bro. Yeah.
Every man needs a strong woman. Do you know what I mean? Whether men can deny that or not, I don't know, but I know I do. Do you know what I mean? I've found something that isn't worth losing for under no circumstances. Do you know what I mean? Because the person I am now, I don't even get angry no more.
I get it.
I can get frustrated and that.
Yeah, I get frustrated when I'm not training.
Angry kid, you know. And anyone that knows me, I'm a very angry kid. Do you know what I mean? Bad switcher. Do you know what I mean? But since I've been fighting, and obviously it disciplines you, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Some people, the other people, it can turn them more into a monster. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Depends how you go about it, really, bro. Because I've had that where, like, when I was going, like, just going out and stuff, like, weren't drinking or out, just going out, like, and I just started, like, it was my ex-trainer. We're not really on good terms anymore, but he was the one that said to me, like, was coming in and, like, my knuckles were red and that. And he said, you got to stop fighting now, you're boxing. And he went, why? And he went, because if you hit someone with the correct stance and with the correct jab, and someone says in court to you,
obviously you're a weapon,
they say, oh, he hit me like he hit me like a boxer. You might as well have stabbed him with a knife, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because they're teaching you how to. And I get young kids that come up to me, and you know, when I'm speaking to them, and the mums and go, he's having a bit of trouble at school, and I say, I won't see. He's not going to come here and learn how to box and go and hammer this kid. You know, he'll realise.
You'll learn how to avoid.
He's well above that, exactly. He'll realise, like, but bro, I've just done 3 rounds with Culps and Wraith. I don't need to smash your face in over, like, 2 seconds, you pushing in front of
the difference between me now and me then. Like, it's hard for me to avoid confrontation. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong.
See,
I've always been able to use my head. And if I needed to talk, I can talk. I'm a good talker. Do you know what I mean? But if there's a confrontation or someone's bringing something to me, face right there, I can't stop myself from, like, doing something when I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? But now, and I don't know if you ever heard it, you can't use your head when your heart's involved. So sometimes when you feel people are, like, testing your ego or testing you, your heart gets involved, you think, yo, is this guy trying to fuck with me or you end up acting impulsively. Do you know what I mean? Whereas me now, somehow I can flip in, just turn my head and just think, you know what, sorry for my language, but fuck it, innit? Because at the end of the day, I'm more scared of myself than anyone. One man can put fear into me. Do you know what I mean? I'm just scared of what I might black out and wake up to personally, because I've been there before. I've dodged a lot of bullets, not literally, but I've
So I get what you're saying.
At the end of the day, now me training, I've got the key, like, as you say, you're training, you're learning how to flipping defend yourself and fight. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be flipping being tricked out of my position and flipping smacking someone in the face and they might not wake up. I don't need to do that. It's avoidable. I know what I can do. That's what I'm in the gym for.
What's the we can keep this in, or if this is something, what's something you reckon where you think, nah, I'm gonna have to just fill you in, like, where you just think, like, I know you're headstrong and that and you're saying that, but if someone just said it and you were like, nah,
but like said something to me.
Or just do something in spitting me. It's for spitting.
Oh, spitting, yeah. I'll lay you out fast. If someone
Bro, fast.
I'll knock you out.
That is done. That is done.
But to be honest, even if I'm not gonna lie, if I'm having a confrontational argument with someone, like, don't get me wrong, if someone's like, it seems contradictory, like I'm contradicting what I've just said, but if I'm having a full-on argument with someone here, you know, like someone's like screaming in my face, like we were saying before, be first, I'll smack you in your face. Don't disrespect me. The first thing I'll do, I'll side on rapid, I'll line you up and I'll smack you in your face.
Especially if you're not trying to bring it to that level.
Yeah, literally, because I don't know if this person's going to hit me, so I'm going to hit you first. That's if I'm in a confrontation argument, do you know what I mean? And there's been a time which I feel like I felt like it was a lot of growth, you know, if it weren't for her there though. Do you know what I mean? Because he was out one day, and some kids flipping. She was in the queue, and some kid I've got off, but then she's at the bar, so I've went to watch her at the bar, and some kids like pushed me and said, "Yo, what you doing?" So I've looked at the kid, I'm thinking, "Yo, who you chatting to, bro?" I'm saying, "My missus is there, you know." So I've just like give it one chance. I said, "My missus is there." Like, what? Don't ever put your hands on me, bro. Do you know what I mean? And at the same time, I don't want to get in a situation and put her in danger. Do you know what I mean? So at the same time, he's like, "Right, well, go on then." Bro, who are you talking to? Pull your head off your head. Off your shoulders. Who are you talking to? And my missus has just literally got in front of me, and I've just looked in her eyes, and I've just like looked at him and I just thought,
not worth it, bro. It's not on, bro.
And then 10 minutes later, I pulled the kid and I said, "Look, end of the day, he was with his mates and he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was probably younger than me as well. And I just pulled him and I just said, look, do you know what, bro? I don't blame you. You've got your chip on your shoulder, but not like I'm preaching, but be careful how you approach situations."
You could have been anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm saying me, if my missus weren't here, or me, like, we would not be having a conversation. So going forward, just mind how you chat to people.
How mad is that you had that conversation with him because your missus were there? And I imagine you would have had the brain power to have that conversation without your missus being there.
I feel like that's a blessing in disguise.
Therefore sometimes, bro, you need that. You need her to be there to sort of like, right, come on, Culps, like, I get what you're saying, you want to bite his face off, but I'm the same, bro. But at the end of this, I'm saying, I get what you're saying, no, but bro, you've got to be able to, do you know what I mean?
That was the older me wouldn't have been able to avoid that. But me now, and that was, and with her being there, that was, how long was that? 2 years ago, wasn't it? That was a long time ago. But me now, different. I just ignore someone, you know. But unless someone's raw in front of me, giving it out, I don't think I'll be able to avoid
I've had it all at football and that. He'd say, yeah, your mum's fat. I go, yeah, and just carry on walking off. Speaking to that guy, I'd have a different opinion. A different version of that story would have played out as your younger self. I was coming home from City. My Bird's a mad City fan. Mad that, innit? The Bird's a mad City fan. The Bird's a mad City fan. She went, "Do you want to come to a game?" I said, yeah, come to a game. 'Cause I don't really go to the games and stuff. Love football or playing it, but watching it put me to sleep. So we're coming home and all the Atletico fans were there. She was stood next to me, and it kicked off anyway. Something mad, you know, all these Atletico. Apparently they were a top firm of Atletico Madrid. I didn't even know none of this. I was just trying to go home, and they were trying to spit at me. But there's 6 of them, and me and my little bird. You know what I mean? Like what, bro? What you? Now I'm fuming. Now it didn't hit me because they were bladdered and it was just dribbling on them, but I could see what they were.
Now you've got your missus.
Oh, bro, I was
and then you're
fuming.
Like, do I get into this situation?
Yeah.
Keep my missus safe, so to speak.
And then I couldn't do out because I was on my own, and plus my missus was there. And then we drive off, right? We drive off. The Met sets off, and the 2 biggest mankish United fans get on the Met with me. I think, where were you last stop? The chances of that, bro. I was thinking, no way, that just happened. That's out of all the story. That's what I was most gutted about. I said to him, you know, I needed you about 5 minutes. Why? I think they actually went back on the Met.
Yeah, but you never know. Blessing in disguise. You might have got into a situation that you might not have been able to get out.
Yeah. Never know, but my younger self, like what you were saying, would have just ran straight out and probably got hammered because they were the top lads. You know what I mean?
But your heart let that go.
Yeah,
like
swallowing your pride's a real thing.
Head, you can't use your head when your heart's involved. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is what I've had to learn over time. You know what? You got to use your head at the end of the day. You know, like what you're gonna do? Run at 6 man and flipping, get smacked up, and flipping. Potentially your missus might get hurt, might get nicked. You know what I mean? You gotta think ahead. As we say, our younger selves, there's no really thinking ahead. They weren't really thinking ahead. You just flipping deal with the consequences. That's
and plus they were drunk as well.
That just comes with maturing and getting older.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have to end the podcast there, bro. Is that? Yeah, trust me. I mean, you're not getting off yet, bro. We've got to, you know what I mean? You're not getting out of that. You know what I'm saying? So we ended that there and then redoing the...
I was literally just typing.
I could see you typing away, but I'm going to get it before he holds it up in my face.
Thank the guest.
Right, yeah.
We'll do this. And then I'm going to cut. Okay, so thank the guest.
Yeah.
Do your outro, and then I'll do my movie magic. But just do that for now.
Right, yeah. So yeah, bro, it's been a pleasure to have you on, bro. Definitely, man. I'm telling you, it's networking.
Nah,
it's
of course,
networking.
Man, but you know what? Like I said, flipping out. Before I seen you, I was telling my mate to get on the podcast. Come here, see you.
Yeah. 30 seconds of conversation we had, bro, and we were there having an hour's one.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I'm saying, man? But yeah, so now. This is my favourite part, as you see. This is my favourite part, bro, because soon I'm going to have a board on here, with different people, and I want to see who's at the top, unless I get like Floyd Money Mayweather. Then I can't back you up. But you ready for this, yeah?
Ready.
Right, let's get this going then. Right, guys, it's Culps' first attempt on the 30-second 2-punch challenge. Straight punches only, bro. Yeah? We're with it? It's time to go do your thing. Right, throw your first left-hand punch from there. Let's get it going. So what's going to happen now, guys? He's got KO points, and that's combined with punch count, speed, and power. So all of them combined. So whether you want to go power, you can go power. If you want to go speed, or you want to put them together and show us how it's done. You ready? Right, I'm going to start that on the count of 3, yeah? 3, 2, 1, go! Killing it. Keep going, killing it. Keep that moving. Bro, your power was 15.9, your speed was 19.1, and punch count overall you threw 185 punches. That is not bad, bro. Representing the Egan gym nicely. Respect. Yeah, man. So that's been Culps and it's been me, Ray. Remember, powered by Corner. Go get involved with stuff. Definitely. Thank you.